First time I ever met John McCain face to face, although we'd served together in the Navy during the Vietnam War. He was a great war hero and very brave person. We were both naval aviation and both retired Navy captains. But the first time I ever met him face to face was in November 1982. We went to a new congressman's school together for newly elected U.S. representatives. He'd been elected to become representative from Arizona. I became representative from the state of Delaware. And we bonded pretty quickly. Both Navy captains, and both had served in Southeast Asia, he with great heroism. We're only together for 2 years in the House, and he ran for, I think, Barry Goldwater's seat in the Senate, became a senator. And we sort of got back together again in terms of issues. 1991 to work on trying to find out what happened to thousands of MIAs who never came home. We didn't know what happened to them. And he and John Kerry worked it in the Senate. I worked it with a group of Vietnam veterans in the House to get to the truth, find out for the famous whose loved ones never came home, information, and in return for getting that, our country was willing, with President George Herbert Walker Bush, to move toward normalizing relations. And then I came to the Senate in 2000 after I'd been governor. We've had a chance to work together on some issues. Both of us have played leadership roles in something called the Congressional Fire Services Caucus, which focuses on all the folks that fight fires across our country and do emergency service. We served together on Homeland Security Committee as well for a number of years. I was back in Vietnam a little more than a year ago, and I went for a run, and President Obama invited me to go with him because of the work that I'd done in the House while Senator McCain and Senator Kerry working in the Senate toward normalizing relations and getting to the truth on MIAs. But I went for a run last April, a year ago, when I was in, and I took a run in, there's a couple of big lakes in Hanoi, and I ran around this one lake. And I came to a place on the lake where there was a statue, in memory of John McCain being shot down, being pulled out of a wrecked aircraft, his plane, in one of the lakes, one of the bodies of water there. And I stopped and I read what it had to say about him. And later the same day, I visited the Hanoi Hilton, where he was a POW for many years, and had all these huge pictures, bigger than life pictures of him, and it reflected a happier side of being a POW, which is not very happy. And it didn't mention any of the torture and brutality that he endured for years. But the next morning I got on a plane and I flew back to the States and landed at Reagan Airport outside of DC, and went right to the floor of the Senate and voted. And who did I walk into as I walked onto the floor of the Senate was John McCain. And I told him I'd just run around the lake yesterday where he was shot down and saw a statue and read the memorial there. And I told him that I'd been back to the Hanoi Hilton and saw these photographs of him. And I just said, I just want to hug you. I just want to hug you. And it was, for me, an emotional moment, I think maybe for him too. I have one message for John McCain. I've given it to a number of our colleagues, Lindsey Graham, who's his buddy from South Carolina, a close buddy, and Jeff Flake, who's his colleague also from Arizona. And the message is this, is basically this, John McCain, come back. We need you. We need you in the Senate. We need you more than ever. Come back.